Alright, in the last video, we took 4 different types of triangles and we tore off their corners so that we could add the 3 angles together using angle addition. And we noticed that each time we did that, we ended up making along the edge a line. So when I line them all up, here I can see I ended up with a line. Here and here, and here, and here. No matter what kind of triangle we started with, each time when we added our 3 angles together, they made a line. So we said the triangle sum theorem says if you take the 3 angles in a triangle and you add them together, you're always going to get one side of a line, which is 180 degrees. Okay, let's see how we can apply that to some geometry problems. Alright, so when I look at these first 4 problems, it says use the triangle sum theorem to find the missing angle in each of the following triangles. So I know that if I were to tear off this corner, and this corner, and this corner, that together, the 3 corners would make a line, 180 degrees. My 57 plus my 65 plus my question mark would make 180 degrees. So if I add these 2 together and take it away from 180, that'll leave me with what's left for this missing angle. So I'm going to do 57 plus 65 and get 122. I'm going to take that away from 180 and get 58 degrees. So my question mark equals 58 degrees. Okay, let's look at that second one. So when I look at the second problem, it's kind of the same thing, right? I know the 2 angles. I don't know the third, but if I add the 3 together, they're going to make 180. So if I add these 2 together and take it away from 180, it will leave me with what's left for this one. So I'm going to do my 130 plus my 20, which is 150. 150, or 180, the total of the 3, minus what I've already used on these 2, leaves me with 30 degrees. So my question mark equals 30 degrees for this second problem. Okay? Let's look at the 4th problem. On the 4th problem, I only see the 40 there, but I also see a box here, so I know that's 90. Anytime I have a 90, a kind of a shortcut is if I've used 90 degrees here, out of 180 degrees, it's 90 and 90, right? So if I've used 90 here, I know that together these have to make 90, so I could just subtract 40 from 90, and I know that one's going to be 50. But if you forget that, we can still add these 2 together. 40 plus my 90 is 130. And 130, or 180, minus this 130, leaves me with 50 degrees. So my question mark is 50 degrees. Okay? All right, last but not least, I've got one angle that's 85, one angle that's 50, and I'm looking for the question mark. So I'm going to do my 85 plus my 50. 135, and I'm going to take that away from 180. Borrow 1. 45 degrees. So my question mark equals 45 degrees. Okay? Sometimes our problems are a little bit more involved, and sometimes they have a couple of extra steps. So look at this next one that we have. Okay? On this one, there's a couple things I can see. I want to know this question mark. But in order to know this question mark, I need to know the two other angles so that I can add these two together and take it away from 180, right? I don't know how big this angle is. I know together this whole angle is 90, right? I know that whole angle is 90. Look at this bottom triangle, though. If I look at that bottom triangle that I'm going to outline in light blue, I do know two of its angles, which means I can find this angle here, right? If I add these two together and take it away from 180, that's going to give me this angle. So let's do that. 84 plus 36, that's a 10. That's 120. So 120 when I put those two together. And then when I do 180 minus 120, that gives me, this angle here is 60. Okay? Well, I know this whole angle here is 90 degrees. So if I've used 60 for one part of that angle, then what's left for the other angle is going to be 30. So that my 60 plus my 30 make the right angle 90. I just had to find the complement to 60. Well, now I can look at this triangle that I'm going to highlight in this orangey color. Because now I know I've got an angle that's 86, I have an angle that's 30, I can take those away from 180 to find my question mark. So 30 plus 86 is 116. I just need to take that away from 180. $64 degrees. Okay? Sometimes we need to think back on things that we've already learned. For example, here we need to know about finding the complement. Let's look at this one. Okay? So here I have two triangles that are kind of touching right here in the center. Okay? And I have a 35 and a 27. I'm trying to find this question mark, and then I've got this 23. When I look at that top triangle, I don't have enough information to find the question mark because I only know the 27. But if I look at the bottom triangle, I do have enough information, right? Because I can add these two together and take them away from 180 to find this top angle. So I'm going to do 35 plus 23. That gives me 58 degrees. I'm going to take that away from 180. And I get 22 degrees for this angle here. Oh, sorry, not 22, 122. I missed a 1. 122 degrees for that angle there. Okay, so how does that help me? Okay, remember, we've already previously learned, again, geometry is a cumulative course. You have to keep applying the things you've already learned. We learned in Unit 2 that when two lines intersect, opposite angles are vertical, which means they are congruent. So if one is 122 degrees, then the other is 122 degrees. So look right here. I have vertical angles because these are two segments that come from lines that are intersecting. So if this side's 122, that means this side's 122 because they're vertical. So now when I cover up the bottom of the picture, I do have enough information to find out what this angle is. If I add my 122 plus my 27, I get 149. I'm going to take that away from 180. And I get 31 degrees. So my question mark equals 31 degrees. Okay? All right. In our next video, we're going to look at how to apply this information when you've got algebraic expressions involved in your triangles. Okay? Thank you so much for watching.